What's up, people? Venomousfatman here, and I got a new segment of The Verdict for you. This time I'm talking about the manga, that it's also an anime and it's also a video game, both here in Japan, in the US and also in Japan. I'm talking about this book right here. I'm reviewing the manga, Deers. Here, this is the artwork for volume 6 of the actual manga, but there's a lot of volumes for this, and there's a lot of different stuff, all over the place that you can find if you're an anime and manga fan about this series now. The series as a whole, pretty much all I've read a bunch of volumes for it. And I have to say, it's pretty generic. It's pretty much your typical, Japanese kind of like female robot-esque romantic comedy, pretty much. Like if I had to sum it up in a nutshell, because it's kind of difficult to kind of classify because there's just so many different types of mangas and animes out there that are pretty much the same thing as this. And in my opinion, there are plenty of others that are pretty much a lot better than this, even though this is somewhat decent. It knows what it wants. Okay, it knows what it wants to be, and it just pretty much does how it's supposed to be. That's it. It's nothing pretty much too like spectacular and stuff. It's not over the top, kind of like something like maybe Mew Mew Maiden or Tokyo Mew Mew, but it's not something that's down to earth, that's just plain old good. So anyway, it's pretty much the summary of the story that I could pretty much put in the plainest fashion, is that this guy runs into this it's this alien where she's part of a slave race. They're called Deers, and they pretty much come to Earth and stuff, and they want to serve humankind pretty much as slaves. And the whole manga and stuff is basically him trying to see if he's actually going to take advantage of this opportunity to treat this girl as a slave, or is he going to treat her like a real person, and if they're going to fall in love by the end of the actual manga and the story. And there's a bunch of different characters, or I'm going to look inside to see, at least with this one has about 12. It's got 16 characters here, as you could see by, on the character description of the story thus far section, but there's plenty of more characters along the way that you meet, and the whole roster gets so full and stuff. There's a lot, to keep track of and stuff. Overall, the beginning of the story is okay. If you like stories like this where, it's romantic comedies where they're constantly talking about or exploring the aspect about teenage desires for sexual activity or sexual regression, repression? I said regression and repression, I meant. This, you'll get your money's worth out of this manga. It's not too special. It's mostly what it is probably going to do is probably going to piss off a lot of feminists out there, because the whole idea that most of the actual aliens that are part of the Deers race are female, and that they want to be slaves to their owners or people that of human society on Earth, and most of the actual masters, quote unquote, tend to be men and stuff. I could see where a lot of people are probably going to have a problem with this and kind of shy away from it. But if that doesn't really bother you so much, it's just pretty much generic. You could check it out. It's not so much of a huge disappointment, but it's not like a big thing where you must go and buy this. But overall, it was pretty decent. Like I said, it's okay. And that's pretty much all I could say about it. There's not much more. If you guys want to check out more of it, be sure to check it out wherever you guys could find it. If not, then just completely bypass it. So anyway, that's my verdict on the Deers manga. You could also check out the video games and the anime and stuff. I myself have not checked those out. I probably will at some point. Maybe I'll do a verdict on maybe the anime. I don't know about the video games, because I'm not going to go out my way to import something like this, especially if I didn't really enjoy the manga as much. But I probably will check out the anime at some point and maybe do a verdict on that, and I'll compare and contrast the two. But anyway, that's just my thoughts, guys. Leave your comments and video responses. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of this whole thing. If you guys enjoyed this manga or not, or if the anime and the games are a lot better than the actual manga or vice versa. Put it on there, guys, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. This has been The Verdict. Venomous is out. Enjoy your day, people.